Good morning, Tri-C Elementary. This is Mrs. Barbie, and today is Monday, April 20th. We do not have any Tri-C birthdays today. However, we did miss one on Friday. Happy birthday, Mrs. Knight. We hope you had a great weekend. It's time for our moment of silence, so if you would, please join me. Thank you. All right, let's look back in history to April 18, 1775. You might remember some of the sayings like, one if by land, two if by sea, and the British are coming, the British are coming. Well, that took place 245 years ago. It marked the beginning of the American Revolutionary War. Paul Revere was from Charlestown, Boston, Massachusetts, and before he was sent to warn the colonists in Lexington and Concord, Massachusetts, he had already alerted the Charlestown colonists to look for lanterns in the church tower should the British be coming. So that's where the saying, one if by land, two if by sea comes from. He had the minister of the church light two lanterns, meaning that the British were coming by the sea. Then, after that, he and William Dawes rode from Charlestown to Lexington, Massachusetts to warn those colonists that the British were coming. This was known as the Midnight Ride. It happened in the middle of the night. They rode through the colony screaming, the regulars are coming, warning those colonists that the British were getting ready to invade. On April 19, 1775, as they were riding on to Concord, Massachusetts to warn those colonists, they were captured, and that marked the beginning of the Revolutionary War. You might have heard this saying, the shot heard round the world. That was when the war began between the British and the American colonies. This war continued for 8 years, and to the very day, 8 years later, April 18, 1783, the fighting ceased, and that is when the United States of America was formed. That's all I have for announcements. Turning it over to you, Mr. Owens.
Good morning, Tri-C, and thank you, Mrs. Forby, for the announcements. Parents, a big announcement today, and many of you are already aware of this, but on Friday, Governor Pritzker suspended in-person learning for the remainder of this school year. So we're all asking, what does that mean for Tri-C Elementary and Carterville Unit 5? There are more questions than answers, unfortunately, at this point, as that news came in late Friday afternoon. So we'll be working today and throughout this week to give you some clarification, some dates, and some information regarding how we will move forward. But what we do know at this point is that e-learning will continue today and throughout this week and the week after until our school calendar is over. We'll still provide those educational opportunities for our students, and we'll let you know on any big announcements that come up throughout the week or throughout the following days. So be patient. We'll take this one step at a time like we have since the beginning, but we want to let you know that we're here to support and guide your students as best as possible, so feel free to reach out to us in any way that you please. Also, our packets are updated today on our email. There'll also be new packets available at our bus stops, so be on the lookout for those. And like I said earlier, if you need anything, please reach out to your child's teacher or Mrs. Forby or myself. Hope you all have a great day. Thanks.